For more on the alleged suicide of Jeffrey Epstein, I'm joined by Pervaiz Shallwani, senior editor and writer at the Daily Beast. How is it possible for this to happen, considering that a couple of weeks ago they thought he might have taken an attempt on his own life?
I think that's the million-dollar question everybody's asking. I mean, just if you look at the statement from William Barr today, I mean, saying that they're appalled by this and they've launched an investigation not just by the FBI but also the Justice Department's Inspector General to figure out what happened. You can tell that this is not supposed to happen, and they're taking this very seriously.
Now, there was a suicide watch on him for a while after that. Now this was removed. What is suicide watch really?
So he was found in a state of distress. This is about 3 weeks ago, in his jail cell. They found some sort of marks on his neck, and so they put him on suicide watch. The investigation into that was still ongoing, as far as I know. And at some point, they took him off suicide watch. Why they took him off suicide watch and why they don't think he was, a danger to himself is also part of the investigation that I think people are asking about.
And where in the jail is he kept? And put this in perspective for people in other parts of the country? Is this a high security area? Is it surveilled very well?
So he was he's definitely in a high security area in the prison at points while he's been there. As far as jails go, there are more notorious jails than the jail that he was in. This is the jail that El Chapo's in. This is the jail that Paul Manafort was sitting in. This is the jail that crime bosses across New York City have spent time in. So this is as high profile as it gets as far as the jail goes.
So is it fair to assume that there might have been surveillance of this or any individual that's in this section of the jail?
It's unclear if there's surveillance in the section where he was at. So,
and what is this investigation likely to include? What are they going to be looking at? Who's on shift? What did they see? When was the last time somebody was checking on him?
I imagine they will look at the protocols to see if the protocols were followed. I imagine they will be interviewing the guards who were in charge of him at the time. I imagine they will be interviewing supervisors who were in charge at the time. If there's any surveillance cameras anywhere near or around him, they will be looked at. And then the FBI will also do a criminal investigation just to dot its I's and cross its T's for now to make sure that nothing criminal happened and this actually was a suicide.
I mean, perhaps we've just watched too many Hollywood movies, but literally a bombshell amount of documents are revealed the day before this happens.
Yeah, it was shocking, but again, the chances of him actually even knowing that the bombshell documents were revealed the day before it happened, I don't know how much access he has to anything from the outside world, so it's even unclear if he knew that there was anything from the outside world. If you're talking about conspiracy theories, they've lit up the internet,
right,
in response to it almost immediately. So I'm sure you'll hear thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of conspiracy theories between.
So what was the next step? What was going to happen if this didn't take place?
They were setting up for trial. I mean, last week or the week before, they had a hearing in which, they were trying to set up a trial date for him to go before a judge and a jury.
And he pleaded not guilty.
Correct.
He was facing 45 years.
Correct.
Right? And is there anything else that could have been added on as another charge with some of the information that's been coming forward since?
As they were going forward with the investigation, as they find things, it's always possible that he could have additional charges added on. But 45 years is pretty much the rest of his life, as far as the sentence went. So.
All right, Pervaiz Shallwani from the Daily Beast. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.